We are looking at some truly, truly shocking numbers here for Bitcoin. I'm blown away by some of what we're seeing right now. It's wild. We have to break this down for you, breaking down the numbers, breaking down the implication of what these numbers mean. It's wild. I also want to talk about the building alt season and the potential for things to go absolutely crazy in this market. And of course, as always, we'll be answering your questions in the second half of the stream. So stick around for the conversation, for hanging out and talking shop, man. My favorite part of the day, without a doubt, is hanging out with you guys and just talking crypto, shooting the shit. It's a good time. Anyway, we're going to hop into it. Thanks, of course, to iTrust for sponsoring today's live stream. More on them in a few minutes. So let's talk about the price of Bitcoin, guys. Pretty wild, exciting day yesterday. We all love that. We all love it. Look at this. Bam, $57,600. You love that. I love that. Everybody loves that. That's fantastic to see. Didn't go much higher, though, after the stream yesterday. While we were on stream yesterday was kind of the most exciting time. That was a good time, of course. Happy to share the moment with you guys. Now, what next? Will Bitcoin catch its breath here? That's normal, by the way, for it to do. Look what happened recently. We had huge run up, and maybe we're not ready to catch our breath yet, but we had huge run up, sideways action for 10 days, then huge run up again, and sideways action. This is what happens in the market, okay? So just so you fully understand, chill out periods are normal. Even a correction is normal. I don't know where the sellers are coming from, though. I mean, at this point, who the heck is selling their Bitcoin? For what purpose? I don't know. Everybody knows it's going to go higher. Everybody's seeing this basically infinite bid coming in from BlackRock right now. Anyway, nice breakout here from this pattern. So nice to see, of course. Good little move there. About $3,000 move up. I dig it. I dig it. Consolidating here, I'd be happy. But man, with so much demand coming in, all bets are off. And let's talk about that demand. Another huge volume day for US Bitcoin ETFs. In fact, not just another huge day, another record volume day, beating yesterday's record, actually. We keep just destroying records around here. It's fantastic. BlackRock, $1.3 billion. Grayscale, $800 million. Fidelity, $575 million. Now, look, that's not inflows. That's just volume for today. We'll get the final numbers in terms of the spot orders that came in. They tend to come out. That info tends to come out a few hours after the volume info comes out. Still, though, crazy volume, great volume, insane volume. These are record-breaking ETFs in basically every way possible, and they are very soon going to go on to challenge and to take over gold ETFs. I mean, who's sitting in a gold ETF right now is going, this is a great deal sitting in my gold ETF. I might get a 100% gain on this after 50 years. Whereas that Bitcoin ETF, for Bitcoin now to go from its current 55 whatever to 110 doesn't feel that insane. It's probably going to do it within the next year. That's another $1 trillion of market cap that requires a lot of money to come into the market, to be clear, but still. Now here's the crazy number. This blows my mind. I was reading this yesterday. I was thinking about it, and I was just like, holy crap. One, I can't wait to tell you guys about this. Two, I am blown away by these damn numbers. So this is BitMEX research. You can see they've been sharing all the numbers here of the inflows and outflows on the red days for the Bitcoin ETFs all combined together. The magic 9, if you will. February 26th, $519 million of inflow. Inflow. That's discounting whatever came out of Grayscale. Inflow. Fresh cash. New Bitcoin added to the stack of Bitcoin ETFs. Now, we have to break down why this is so crazy. And by the way, Grayscale Bitcoin hit its lowest ever outflow yesterday as well, just $22 million outflow. I think it picked up a bit today from initial looks. Still, though, doesn't really matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. But why does this matter? Why is this big news? Well, you need to think about what's actually going on here. The Bitcoin ETF is just one source of demand, just one source of demand. Yesterday, they took, or I guess the 26th, dates get a bit funky. We're in New Zealand. We're 18 hours ahead of US markets. Anyway, it's 17th there. So their markets are just closing. We'll find out the final numbers. Anyways, 18th here, or not 18th, 28th here in New Zealand already. Anyway, 26th. $500 million. We're just going to call it $500 million. We're going to round it here, okay? $500 million. That bought about 9,000 Bitcoin. Now, 9,000 Bitcoin is a very interesting number because that's almost exactly 10x the amount that miners produced. So miners right now are producing about 900 Bitcoin a day. Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity, Bitwise, whatever. Together, they bought 10x what miners produced on the day. Just one source. I know we're focusing on the Bitcoin ETFs, but that's just one source. What about Canadian ETFs? What about ETPs in the UK? What about all the spot demand from all the exchanges all around the world to sell Bitcoin to people who can just go and buy $500 for the Bitcoin? And I know $500 for the Bitcoin is nothing compared to $500 million, but you take a few 100,000 people and have them each buy $500 for the Bitcoin, things add up pretty quickly. You understand what's going on here. You understand the implications of this. The infinite bid from Wall Street is unbelievable. It's insane. It is ripping the markets apart. We've never seen anything like this before. This constant, perpetual, multi-$100 million bid every Monday to Friday. This is insanity, guys. And I know last week was a slow week. We only got 600 million of inflows last week. Okay. So the 26th was a particularly big day. But even if we only get 600 million a week, as we've done the numbers again before, that's 22 billion for the rest of the year. These are insane numbers. Even if that drops by half, it's $11 billion. Those are insane numbers. It requires massive amounts of Bitcoin to be bought. But apparently it's not slowing down. We are seeing huge volumes just spike up all the time here. They're shocking numbers. And I hope that you guys understand why these are such shocking numbers and the implications for what this means. Let me translate. Number will go up. Number will go up. How much? When? I don't know, but it will go up. Hey, real quick shout out before we dive into the rest of the stuff here to today's sponsor, which is iTrust. Guys, we want you to be able to do some tax-free crypto trading. You might want to look into iTrust. You can move over your existing IRA or start a new one or roll over your 401k or other 3-number retirement vehicle. You can buy and sell a wide variety of cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, hot coins like Dogecoin or Polkadot. They got you covered. And you can trade over here 365 days a year, 24/7, unlike a Bitcoin ETF. Because now you're thinking, well, why don't I just use Bitcoin ETF instead of using these guys? Bitcoin ETFs, they only trade Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And of course, they're only Bitcoin. If you want to play the altcoin game, be able to respond to what's going on in those markets 24/7, there you go. There's an opportunity for you. So something worth checking out. May not be right for everybody, but I think for some of you guys, it might be a very interesting way to have a long-term crypto bag that's very tax efficient. Now, iTrust is one of the biggest, it is the biggest crypto IRA provider with the most users, the most volume, the most assets under management. And they also have gold and silver via Kitco. The real stuff, not paper junk, okay? Now, if you want to start your account, you can get a $100 funding bonus using the link in the description. Thanks into iTrust for sponsoring today's stream. So let's take a look at the Ethereum charts here. ETH, the beast. Look at this. It is just reaching up. It's like a big Diplodocus dinosaur. And there's the tail, there's the body, and a big old long neck reaching up here to grab the tasty, tasty leaves around $3,400, $3,500. Yes, I have a son. Yes, we talk about dinosaurs all the time. It's all that's on my mind. Anyway, this Diplodocus formation here, $3,400, that remains next target. Now, that's what's interesting is that we're still so far away. We're about 12 weeks out from a potential Ethereum ETF approval. And look how crazy the markets have been up until this point. Shocking. I got a sell order in for like 1% of my ETH. Okay, guys, don't get it wrong here. But like 1% of my ETH just to take a little bit of cash, throw it in something else, you know, pay yourself once in a blue moon at $3,400, which we're getting pretty close. So that'll be nice. And then from there, man, 4K by May doesn't even feel that crazy, does it? 12 weeks is a long time in the markets. I just keep feeling like, gosh, there must be some kind of just terrible event that's going to happen that's going to freak everybody out and we'll see a big 20-30% sell-off. But it's wild for perspective purposes to think about what a 20 to 30% sell-off even means right now. Think about this. 22% just to go back down to $2,500, which is where we were basically stuck as our resistance for a long time, for about 6 weeks. And if we go back down to the way yonders of the major support around 2150, that's only 33% down. These are normal things that happen during a major bull market cycle. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen next. I'm trying to give you some perspective of what you can anticipate as oh shit moments when you wake up in the market. Sometimes some news story will come out. I don't know, China's going to ban crypto again. India's going to ban crypto again. Somebody's going to ban crypto for the 50th time. Don't know. But right now, we are definitely riding high on this institutional wave, this tsunami of money that keeps coming into the market. And here's the thing. Right now, it's only Bitcoin. What happens when the Ethereum ETF is approved? And I think it will get approved. Everyone else seems to think it will get approved. Maybe we get a surprise. But holy crap. Rect Capital here pointing out the last time that ETH experienced such an explosive monthly candle was in mid-2021, and this was near the bull market peak. This just, again, this gives you crazy perspective of where we are and how insane it has been over the last few weeks. We are seeing unprecedented moves before a Bitcoin halving. Very important to point out, we're breaking market structure right now. We did not expect this kind of crazy before the Bitcoin halving. But it's here, it's happening. We're seeing huge rallies. Bitcoin's only 20% away or something from its all-time high. It's crazy, man. That is crazy. As Rect Capital points out, who, of course, writing for the Wealth Mastery newsletter every week, giving you guys some great altcoin charts. Anyway, he says, ETH already rallying to such an extent this early in the cycle just shows that this cycle is going to be on another level. Absolutely. This is a once-in-a-market liquidity event. These ETFs coming in. And when you understand that, now look, maybe we get the left translated cycle and things top out earlier than expected. But even if they top out earlier than expected, we're still going 150 to 200K. Just sell earlier. All good. But let's assume that's not the case. And we do go as a relatively standard cycle into late 2025. Again, I just keep wanting to point out that the ride from where we are now, up to a $6, $7, $8 trillion market cap for all of crypto coins combined, is going to be beyond your imagination. It's going to be so insane. It's hard to even contemplate. And we're here for it. We're here early. We're here before we even start hitting these new highs for the major coins. We're getting close, and we may even hit new highs before the Bitcoin halving if we keep going in this direction. If we keep seeing these $500 million a day inflows, there's just too much demand for the available supply markets, and it's jacking the prices up. That's what's happening right now. It's very interesting. Yeah. Wow. What a time. What a time to be the markets. Now, look, on the ride up to $6 or $7 trillion market cap, you have to remember, that's only talking. If we get to a $7 trillion market cap, as an example, then Bitcoin probably only 150 to 200K, maybe. A $200,000 Bitcoin is a $4 trillion market cap. Right now, it's only 50% of the market. So that would then assume that the rest of the market is also $4 trillion, with Ethereum being a trillion and a half or something like that, and all the other altcoins making up another 2.5, 3 trillion. For all altcoins to hit a $3 trillion market cap, even a $2 trillion market cap, that's a 200 to 500% or something gain for all the altcoins. That means individual low caps and stuff are 100x, 1000x moves. It's going to be stupid. And you won't think that you won't believe it. You won't believe it now looking at the market, especially if I've been here for this. I've seen this play out multiple cycles now where everything just gets so dumb in the last few weeks of the rally when everyone's piling in. Anyway, what's interesting, by the way, this guy posted, and look, I've seen a lot of other people post this. What's very, very interesting right now is how quiet it is. And it's actually pretty crazy to think about. Now, I looked at Google Trends today, and when Bitcoin is at $41,000 in January 2021, we were at 85 on Google Trends in terms of total search interest. Right now, we're at 22, and Bitcoin's at $57,000. This guy says, it's not a shit post. In my 6 years of being here, I've never seen my normie friends and family less interested in crypto. They were literally talking about it more at the stone cold bottom during the collapse. That based on a comment from another guy, said 25% away from the all-time high, and the broader public still thinks crypto is dead. And I've seen so many posts like this. Retail is not here yet. Look, if you're watching this now, congratulations, you've beat the vast majority of the herd here. When things get really, really crazy, and we go from a $7 trillion to a $10 trillion market cap in like a week or two, that's when the retail herd is here. That's when you want to sell. Okay. That's not yet. That's not yet. By all indications, we are not seeing any kind of huge retail influx. Now, more people are here. We're getting more people on the live streams. Welcome, by the way. We're getting more views on YouTube. We're getting more engagement across all social platforms. So that is one anecdotal indication. We are seeing more engagement really just right across the crypto space, but it's not a mania yet. It's not crazy amounts of people yet. Mostly this is Wall Street money pushing up the entire asset class right now. And for Wall Street, they actually want to keep it quiet. They would prefer that the herd doesn't show up yet, because the herd is their exit liquidity. You have to understand this. You see, when the whales splash around, you can either be eaten by the whales like plankton, and you're not plankton. No, you're a person. Okay. Remember that. You can either be eaten by the whales, or you can swim next to the whales and eat with the whales. Right now, we're riding a crazy wave, and Wall Street is going to push this thing up to a tsunami monster. It's going to crash right over everything and sweep entire cities out. It's going to be crazy. And so when the retail herd comes back, that's Wall Street's exit liquidity. Sorry, it's just the name of the game. It's how it's played. Remember, it's not kumbaya around here, guys. When the time comes to sell, you're the one in charge of your bags and clicking the buttons to secure life-changing gains for you and your family. Okay? Chances are, when you sell, you're going to be selling to somebody else who's going to be buying high and will suffer losses. This is how it is, man. Now, look, maybe that person holds, they buy a Bitcoin at 200K from you, for example. They hold for 5 years, they're back up. It'll all be cool. Most people will probably sell to 75% loss during the bear market, but that's how it is. Again, it's a player versus player market out here. And you have to understand that. Anyway, Wall Street will wait for the exit liquidity to come back, and it will. And it will. Kabizi letter here saying Bitcoin price rises above $57 for the first time since 2021, up 260% from its 2022 lows. Bitcoin currently 30% up in 2024 and 145% over the last year. And interestingly, this comes at a time when search interest for Bitcoin is below average. Meanwhile, Ethereum just hit a new 2-year high. Crypto's back, in case you hadn't noticed, but the retail herd's not back. So still opportunity here for everybody, okay? I want to point that out. Here's an interesting one too. Apparently Fidelity now recommending 1 to 3% of your crypto allocation of your portfolio should be into crypto. Now, we've covered these kind of numbers before, that 1 to 3% in Bitcoin versus with a 60-40 bond stock portfolio dramatically outperforms your peers. 3% is probably not enough Bitcoin, guys. Probably more. I like this one here from Murphy. He says, every time you think about taking profits on your quote unquote long-term bag, altcoin bag, I want you to pull up this chart. Here you go. Look at this. We've been in this huge accumulation period, and we're just starting to break out. Just starting to break out. Most altcoins are around the stage, he says, very early. Do you think it's too early to be taking profits? One of the hardest things to do is going to be just to hold. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to be leverage trading every day. You don't have to be hopping from narrative to narrative and all the other bullshit that you can do in the markets, okay? Just holding your investments that you've made so far is going to be a challenge in of itself. But we are early. Remember this. We have not even yet gone back to the previous high. We're only halfway there for altcoins. The previous altcoin market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, was $1.2 trillion, or around $600 billion today, approximately. We're 50% under. Altcoins, more broadly, have underperformed. Bitcoin's only 20% away from all-time highs. Ethereum, 30% or something like that. Think about that. Really think about that. Altcoins are still dramatically undervalued. And I've heard people say, well, this cycle is just going to be all about Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, and all the altcoins are going to go to zero and blah, 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 blah. No. See, here's the thing. The one reason why I guarantee, well, not guarantee, guys, there's no guarantees in crypto, right? But let's say the one reason that I strongly suspect altcoins will go absolutely bananas again is because what happens when Bitcoin is $200,000? Again, best advertisement possible for Bitcoin is for it to be at $200,000. That's when everybody's going to want to buy it. The media is saying to buy it. Jimmy Fallon buys a Bitcoin on TV and all that bullshit. Okay? People come in. Oh, I don't have $200,000 to buy a Bitcoin. Okay, so what am I going to do? Oh, well, this coin's under $1. Oh, look at this coin. Somebody on Twitter said this is the new Bitcoin, so I'm going to buy that one. You see where I'm going with this? Altcoins will seem very interesting and attractive, as they always do. It's the same in 2017 and the same in 2021. You tell me human greed's gone away? Suddenly we've solved the greed problem in markets? No. This is why altcoins will go crazier than you imagine. Not all of them. They will not be equal. Some of your old bags will not reach all-time highs. Some of your new bags will underperform versus other hotter new bags. Other people will make more money than you. And it doesn't matter as long as you can make enough money for yourself. Here's an interesting one that Ash shared over on X. The total altcoin market cap, total 3, so again, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, broke out of the $535 billion zone after it made a good retest at the support right down here. This is very interesting. Huge accumulation zone lasts from mid-2022 after the giant crash sell-off, horrible pain weeks and months. Huge accumulation zone, painful accumulation zone. Everybody walked away. And then breakout, retest, bullish technical thing there, by the way, when you get the breakout and then the retest on it. Now we're pushing higher. 571 billion, billion right now. Crazy. Not even that big. We're going to push higher. We're going to push higher. Now, does that mean that we push up to his target here of 3.6 trillion at the absolute peaky peak? Maybe. But you have to understand, even going up to 2 trillion is going to be dumb. It's going to be so dumb. And if we get up to 3 trillion, or as the target here, 3.6 trillion, unbelievable, wild things will happen in this market. Okay, I need to keep pointing this out because this is where we're going. Crypto Corio pointing out 15 assets are close to their all-time highs. Those are just particular ones that he's tracking, but it's an interesting thing that we're already seeing some of these altcoins starting to reach their all-time highs. Mantle, man, a lot of stuff going on over at Mantle these days. Definitely a very interesting crypto. That one, don't have a position. Feel like, I don't know, maybe I even need to, I don't know. So I need to do some of my Arbitrum bags one of these days, guys. I feel like it's a real underperformer, and I don't know if staking is going to change that much. Anyway, that's different conversation for a different day. Stacks, Bitcoin layer 2 stuff, Pith, Oracle, and Solana, all these things. We're seeing new highs or close to new highs for a lot of altcoins. Things like BitTensor has hit new all-time highs. Dogwif Hat went up like 50% today. So we're seeing all these different coins hitting new highs. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, it hit a new high, so therefore it's time to sell. No, we're just entering price discovery, man. Not financial advice. Obviously, you guys do whatever you want. Manage your own risk, right? But I'm just saying, we're just entering price discovery. Again, this is where we are, and this is where we're going. Before we dive into your questions, quick reminder, if you're not signed up to the Wealth Master newsletter yet, you are missing the heck out. We share a lot of alpha on stream. We talk about a lot of stuff on stream. We share way more alpha in the newsletter. Airdrop alpha, technical analysis of all kinds of altcoins, DeFi, tutorials, NFT mints, and much, much more. You can sign up for free and join our 100,000 weekly readers using the link in the description. Check it out. So it's time. Let's talk crypto. Let's talk shop, guys. What is on your minds? Chill out. Grab yourself a cold one. Ooh, spice in that one today. Grab yourself a cold one. Relax. And let's chat. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's hit it up. Question. Layer 2's in trouble after Denkun. If so, what's going to be on ETH? It's like 90% layer 2's. No, it just means layer 2's are going to be even better. Even better. And we're going to see how well blobs end up affecting layer 1 fees. It's pretty interesting how it's going to work. The indications are it's going to be very powerful. So definitely Ethereum needs that. Holy crap. But layer 2's 100% have a place. I mean, we're already on layer 3's, man. That's how silly crypto is. Yeah. Anyway, no, I don't think layer 2's going to be in particular trouble. Layer 2's still are filling a very strong void in the crypto space. And they're going to get cheaper too. They're going to get cheaper too. John Harris, 69K before the halving. Who would believe it, man? I know. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting a new high before the halving. And we still may not get that, but we're damn close, aren't we? Think about that. We're at 57,000 now. It's only need to get up to 69,700 or some crap like that. And we're at a new all-time high. Doesn't feel that insurmountable. We're breaking the charts right now. Yep. But at 38K, you're a moon boy. Yeah. And never listen to it too much, man. Always got to just trust your own convictions. That's the important thing in this. Matt Newell, yes, $3 trillion market cap means about 150K per BTC. Rounding off, right? Not exactly, but close enough. Let's do some Arbitrum governance together. Hey, at least Uniswap is now going to, they're proposing to do fee sharing. If they do, that could be big. Arbitrum, not even close. Lark, can you give your thoughts on Cody, please? I don't have any strong opinion on it. Somebody shared a research report with me on it the other day. I looked through, but I'm far from an expert on what they're doing. But hey, Cody's been around for a while. Bear market builders, they got their layer 2 thing coming out now. One of the more undervalued layer 2s compared to how big market caps, things like Starknet and stuff have. So let's see. Metis too also undervalued compared to the big boys like Arbitrum and stuff like that. But layer 2 wars in full effect right now. Huge fight between all these layer 2s for liquidity and users and applications and developers. And man, sometimes I just look around and I'm like, oh, why do we need like another perpetual decentralized exchange? We already have like 30 of them. But hey, they keep popping out. I guess maybe one of them will be a better competitor than the previous ones. But usually it's just, was it the Lindy effect where they've been around for a while, so they'll keep being around for a while. Things like GMX, for example, DYDX. Okay, where are we up to? Do you think that Denkun will affect Solana's growth? Well, Solana keeps going offline all the time. No, I think they've very much got their own sort of communities building up. You have to remember, we're still pretty early in the whole blockchain world. And while Ethereum has this wildly powerful first mover advantage in the smart contract space, there's definitely room for big competitors to take huge chunks of market share. I think of it kind of like the mobile phone space. Well, you might see, was it Apple? I don't know who's the number one right now, but look across. We have Apple and Huawei and Samsung, and between the three of them, they probably control 90% of the whole market. We're probably going to see something similar in crypto where you're going to have the top 4 or 5 blockchains that'll have 90+% of all the users, all the applications, all the stuff going on in them. Right now, of course, Ethereum, if you count the layer 2 ecosystems built on top of Ethereum, massive lead over everybody. But yeah, I don't think Solana is massively threatened here, but certainly they need to stop going offline all the time. They don't do it all the time. Sometimes. Not a great look either when it happens. Okay. Brian, 2 questions. Okay, we got 2 questions about picking 2 coins. Oh, that's interesting. All right. If you were to pick one, Stacks or Dogecoin, I'm not super familiar with everything about Stacks and the tokenomics. I mean, I know what Stacks is, but I would choose Dogecoin just because why not? Dogecoin is going to go to $1, probably a easy 10x, quote unquote. Chainlink or Solana? Chainlink, man. Not anything against Solana, but just Chainlink. That would be the answer because Chainlink. It's awesome. Okay, where are we up to? Let's catch up. Try and stay up to date with the chat here, guys. Not get too far behind. Mr. SWJ 2009. I was actually thinking about this very question. He said, Lark, what will Bitcoin's new baseline price in the next bear market, I assume is what you meant, be? Well, that's a very interesting question. I was thinking about this, and a lot of it, of course, depends on how high we go. And nobody can fully predict where we're going to go, right? How high we're going to get or how low we're going to get. But I was thinking about this, and if we see a relatively standard drawdown in the next bear market cycle, 70%, 75% for Bitcoin, for example, exchanges will collapse and DeFi will collapse and all the leverage will be unwound out of the market, as always happens. Ethereum is going to have a real house of cards crumble with all the restaking, rehypothecation stuff that's going on. Great during the bull market, bad in the bear market, right? My guess is like 50K. 50 to 60K is probably going to be the bottom of the next bear market, assuming we go up to 150 to 200K, which is crazy to think about. We could be right now trading around the next bear market's bottom. That gives you some perspective, doesn't it? Good question. Lots of good questions coming here through. Oh, here we go. Do you think a triple top is likely? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, maybe you'll see a sell-off directly around that, trying to retake the previous highs. I don't know how much real resistance we're going to have up there, and that's not like there were that many buyers at $69,500 or whatever. So, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But I understand why people are already starting to banter about, oh, it's going to be a triple top, we're going to have a 69K, and then it's going to go down. I mean, a triple top, you realize the implications of that, because you have to take measure from the bottom and stuff. Like, that basically means Bitcoin's going to zero after we hit 69K. I don't know. I understand why people are bantering around that narrative, but I don't think so. That would require Wall Street to completely stop buying and flip into just selling everything. And look, Wall Street obviously is always selling because the volumes. A lot of trading going on with the Bitcoin ETF products right now. Interesting though. But no, I don't think super likely. Hey, always ready to be wrong in the markets, but I don't think it's very likely. Ali asks, is Coty a buy? I have no idea. Can't tell you what coins to buy, man. Can't tell you what coins to buy. I have no idea if it's a buy or not. That comes down to you. You got to go and do that research, man. Put in the work. Read the documentation. Find out, was it garbled circuits? Is that the new thing? So find out if that's good or not, right? If you think it's a better tech implication and that they have the right marketing and all that kind of stuff in place to be able to get recognized. Because even the best tech, here's the thing, even the best tech doesn't really matter in crypto, guys. Come on. If the best tech was the indicator of everything, then Dogecoin wouldn't be in the top 10 or wherever it is, because it's very simple tech. And there's other very highly technical blockchains that nobody gives a crap about. Okay. Okay, we're up to. Kevin says, what do you think about being bullish? Well, look, here's the thing. By the way, guys, investing in cryptocurrency is risky. You can and may lose all of your money. For a full risk statement, look down below in the description, pin comment on X, and there you'll also find my portfolio disclosures. I own Beam. I own lots of other cryptocurrencies. You can also see all my venture investments over there. Check it out. So, Beam. Now, look, here's the deal. I farmed a truckload of Beam back in the day when it was Merit Circle. Now it's Beam. I bought more around like a cent. Should have bought more. Oh, I should have bought more. Anyway, bought more. Got a big stack. Is it a great buy right now? Well, I think I'm very bullish on Beam. I'm very bullish on the ecosystem, but it's $2 billion gaming ecosystem coin. And I think it will go up a lot more personally, but I have the luxury of saying that entering 75% ago or whatever, 300% up on gains from my last purchases. So if you have been in it for a while, I don't know. I mean, I'm riding my bag. I'm riding my bag right now. I feel like it's one of those ones that's got the momentum. It's got the burn mechanisms. It's got lots of exciting stuff going on. Forgotten Playland just launching. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential there, a lot of narrative, and I'm big on gaming. So that's one worth holding for a little while, I think. Zane, oh, that's an interesting question. What do you think will be the biggest duds of the bull run, narratives or coins? Let's do some narratives, a couple narratives. It's interesting because right now I feel like everybody's talking up every narrative as being like the next big thing. But some of these narratives are pretty nerdy, like real world assets, for example. Look, real world assets have great potential, but at the same time, something like gaming, for example, has a lot more excitement potential versus like you get your normie coming in and they got their $1,000 they want to lay down on the market. Like, hey, what do you want to buy? Do you want to buy this dog coin? Do you want to buy this gaming coin for this cool looking game? Or like, hey, what are these guys doing over here? Oh, they're doing like, invoice credit swaps with companies in South Asia or some BS like that. And they're going to pay you 5% if you put your money in here. Okay. I don't know. Look, not to say I'm not generally bullish on real world assets, for example. I think it's an interesting narrative and has a lot of legs to bring more money into the market, but it may just be one of those ones that don't go wild and crazy as some people expect it to be. Maybe contrarian take, but that's my thought. Okay. Franny man, when will you take profits and how much? I made a video a couple months ago now, I guess, saying when will I sell my crypto and when I'm selling my crypto. But the long and short of it is I'm going to wait for selling majority of my position. I will sell some stuff as we go up. There'll be times when I'll just take some money out of the market if things are feeling frothy or the numbers are too big or I need to rebalance something, and I'll just take money out of the market. I'm not afraid to do that. But for the majority of my positions, I will be selling the majority of those positions when things get really crazy in the market. And that's, as we always talk about here, Coinbase, Crypto.com, and the top 10 most downloaded apps in America, for example. Jimmy Fallon buying $1 million NFT, all this kind of stuff. Old friends calling, Bitcoin RSI monthly at 90, Pi cycle top indicator flashing, although I feel like that could give us a false signal this time with the way the Wall Street money's flooding in. But anyway, I plan on exiting all altcoins, including my Ethereum. Maybe controversial take, but if I see ETH at 10K or even 15K, I'm out, dog. What up? Thanks for the money, Ethereum. Holy crap. Like, why not? Why not? That's life-changing money at that point. And I will change my life to the extent, I don't know, I still gotta make videos and stuff, guys. Well, I love doing this. But yeah, look, I will be selling all my altcoins and not riding them down into the bear market. There's no reason to. Even last cycle, some of my more bullish altcoins, like, yeah, it's okay, I'll just stake them, whatever. No, I just sold everything. That's fine. What percent do you recommend taking at the top? I don't recommend anything for you particular, but when I said what I'm doing, I'll be taking basically everything off the table. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to take it off once. I'm not going to go in one day, sell everything exactly today. I'll probably do a laddering out strategy over a few weeks. Show up Monday, sell a bunch, Tuesday, sell a bunch, whatever, and just kind of continue that over a few week period once I think the markets are getting way too hot. I'm not going to perfectly sell the top. I'm having that conversation with myself. I'm not going to perfectly sell the top. I know I'm not going to perfectly sell the top. I'm not going to try to perfectly sell the top. And if you're trying to perfectly sell the top, that's not to you specifically, but anybody listening. If you're trying to perfectly sell the top, you're probably going to fail because almost no one's going to. And you're fail to perfectly sell the top. And then you watch price go down. And then you start bargaining with yourself and saying, oh, but it's going to go back up. I'll perfectly sell the top next time. Or I'm going to sell at that particular point next time when it pops back up. And then it doesn't pop up and it goes down 99%. And then you're a bag holder in the community during the bear market, while everyone else is off sailing off on the yachts in the Caribbean with their beautiful wives and kids. Lesson there. Okay. Let's continue. Here's this. This is a good question from Crunk. Lark, do you regret not buying Gala and music at the bottom of 7 cents? No. How did I not buy that coin? I don't know. I don't care, man. I don't spend a lot of time in regret. It's not very useful in the market. Honestly, I didn't buy that, but I bought something else. Right? This is the thing. There's so many opportunities in the market right now. Sitting around going, oh, I regret not buying that coin. Who the heck cares, man? If you're making money on the coins that you're invested in, there's 10,000 freaking coins. You can't own all of them. If whatever coins you're invested in are making you money, great. There's always going to be somebody who makes more money than you or makes less money than you or whatever other crap. You don't need to compare yourself to that. You don't need to sit around regretting that you missed an opportunity. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about it. I probably wouldn't have bought it anyway because I was buying other stuff. You only have so much money in the universe, right? You only want to have so many damn coins in your portfolio. So don't try to compare yourself with other people. Don't worry about missing out on opportunities. I don't feel like I missed out on the opportunity by any means, but in terms of missing out on opportunities, you ever feel like you missed out on an opportunity, just realize that tomorrow is going to be another opportunity in this market, because this is one of the fastest moving, craziest, most volatile markets in the damn world. And every single day is filled with opportunities, new airdrops, new trading opportunities, new coins to buy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that's my answer. Okay. Jaden says, I regret not buying Bonk the day that it launched. Yeah, hindsight, man. Hindsight. You just never know in crypto. You could have bought Bonk the day that it launched and then went down 99.99999%. So there you go. William says, are you selling your Bitcoins or are you holding it? I have a problem. Okay. I have an emotional attachment to my Bitcoin. It's real. I'm married to my bags. It's going to be hard to say goodbye. Look, I'm not planning on selling the majority of my Bitcoin, but I've repriced a few of my Bitcoin per se by turning them into wrapped Bitcoin, taking loans versus them. Those Bitcoin I might sell. I don't know. We'll have to see when the market gets all crazy and I start taking profits. There might just be so much money coming in from the altcoins. Not even worth taking profits on the Bitcoin. For what point? Where's my money going to go? To buy more Bitcoin later? I don't know. We'll see. I thought to myself, I could sell up to like a quarter or a third of it, but I may not do that either. I just have to wait and see. So I'll wait and see. Everything else, though, the altcoins, peace out. Peace out. Lots of great questions. As always, guys, loving it. Half-Life Divided, Lark, do you think the bull run will end before 2025, since it seems we're starting earlier? I mean, certainly there's a potential for that to happen. This is the left-translated cycle theory, basically the accelerated cycle theory that we're going to end earlier. Late this year is when the market's going to top. 2025 is going to be a bad, evil, nasty year. Or it could just be that mid-cycle lull where we drop 50%. Everybody's convinced we're going to go down minus 99% like we did in 2021, and then we bounce back up and hit new highs of whatever wild numbers. I don't know. I can't predict what's going to happen in a year's time in the markets. There's so many variables, but there's the potential for it to happen. The flip side is I feel like so many people are starting to believe in the accelerated cycle theory that they're going to get caught with their pants down. They're going to try and sell in December when it gets up to 100K. Like, okay, that's it at the top. And then maybe we have a 20% correction or something like that. And everyone freaks out and then they all sell. And then we pump up to 200K in late 2025. I don't know. It depends on economic conditions. Depends on if the Fed starts cutting rates in a recession, if there is a recession in the USA, watch out. If they start cutting rates outside of a recession, a lot of people will expect the worst, but it may not mean the worst. Lots of variables. I hope that answers the question. Where are we up to? Jaden says, do you think Jupiter will have a good run this cycle? I'm hoping. My Jupiter bags are suffering, man. I'm hoping. I think it will. I think when their launch pad starts kicking off, that'll create a lot of hype. When they really ramp up their perpetual swap stuff. And of course, if they flip on the fee sharing switch, which they've, I don't want to say promised to do, but said they will do when their platform grows a bit bigger. So yeah. Stephen Hubbs says, you're not bullish enough if you think 150 to 250K is the top high cycle top indicator, won't trigger until at least 500K. I'm ready for it. I'll be watching, man. I would love to be wrong on the downside, Stephen, because I'm not, as I keep repeating here, because I think it's really important, I'm not wedded to numbers. 150K, 200K. These are just my thoughts in the market right now. I could be proven dramatically wrong. And often am in the market, in fact. That's investing, place where you show up every day and get slapped in the face. It's great. Anyway, look, if we get up to 500K, holy crap. But you have to understand, what are you actually saying for a $500,000 Bitcoin? That is a $10 trillion market cap. And while I believe we're going to $500,000 Bitcoin, I don't think we're going this cycle. My opinion, could be proven wrong. Because if we go to a $10 trillion market cap just for Bitcoin, that means the entire crypto market's going to go to what, a $20 trillion market cap? And then, yes, you are absolutely correct, Stephen. I'm not bullish enough. I'm not even close to bullish enough. I'm just like a baby, tiny, infant bull. Need to step my game up here. But the flip side, as I mentioned before, is this kind of overly bullish thinking can also trap you when all the signs are there. If you get this notion in your head, it's got to be 500K, it's going to 500K. But then everything's flashing in front of you. All the indicators are flashing. The media hype's there. The mania is there in the market. Good panic, I guess. But you ignore it because you think the price is going to keep going higher. That's actually dangerous. So just keep a fluid mind, I would say. Okay, where are we up to? Guys, lots of great questions. Again, loving everything coming through here. Hey, Lark, what price do you think Zodex will be? I have no... Where do you guys find this stuff? What is this? What is this, man? Where do you guys find these coins? I have no idea. Anyway, I have no idea what you're talking about, man, but I hope it works out for you. Not trying to be funny. I hope it works out for you. I hope you do really well on it. Would you be open to doing a video collab with Ben Cohen? Sure, why not? I'm happy to talk to basically anybody in the crypto space. Lark, have you looked at Polkadot or Kusama parachains? I own one parachain, which is Moonbeam, but I don't know if I'll go any deeper into it than that. I think Polkadot hype around 2.0 is going to be nice. I think especially what happens with a very bullish general market scenario, we could see something pretty good play out in the markets. So, yeah. But I don't know if I need to go any deeper down that rabbit hole. I feel like I've already got enough exposure price-wise to Polkadot and Moonbeam. So those two will be enough to get good gains if we see it just keep rolling up around Polkadot 2.0 hype. Okay. Clayton. Here since the best intro in crypto back in 2017. You're talking about when we had the psychedelic bird picking up the Bitcoin and flying up to the moon. Yeah, it was awesome. Those are good times, man. Those were good times back in the day. Okay, where are we up to next? We'll do one or two more here, guys, and then we'll finish up for today. Would you ever use stablecoins to park your crypto profits? Yeah, of course. But I would probably not want to use stablecoins to park all my crypto profits. One, there's always the risk on chain that something's going to happen. Two, stablecoins can depeg, which is problematic. Yeah, so I will definitely keep, during the bear market, I will definitely keep a good chunk of stablecoins on chain, a nice isolated wallet away from everything else. And just wait, something like USDC, USDT, safe in quotations, stablecoins. I will not keep it in DeFi. DeFi is too dangerous. Yields just dry up anyway. During a bear market, it's not worth it. It's not worth taking the risk. Get like 2% of your money. What a waste. But I won't keep all of my money there either. Yeah. Yeah. So just be careful. Just be careful. I don't know. I'll probably take 80% of my money out of the market. Just put it in the bank, buy stocks, buy real estate, whatever. Stuff like that. All right, here we go. I'll do one or two more here and then we'll finish up, guys. Joe Wall says a few months ago, everybody's thinking 8K ETH was in the cards, but now everyone's throwing out 15K all of a sudden. Yeah, I've been saying for a long time, 10K definitely definitely. That's my hope that 10K happens this cycle. And I think it could even go up as high as like 15K at sort of the peak. But we'll see. Those big numbers we're talking about here, guys. Peter says, as usual, ignore the fact when grid goes, all your coins and go illegal as well. Yeah, you wait out. Yeah. But I get the general vibe, what you're trying to say here, Peter. If the grid goes out. So look, if the electricity goes out, and we're talking not just for like an hour, but end of the world Armageddon shit, right? I'll tell you what, if the electricity goes out, there's a giant solar storm and all the electricity, all the computers all around the world, everything's destroyed. I tell you what, you have got much bigger problems on your hands than your crypto coins. Okay. We're just going to put that out there. Anyway, interesting thoughts, Peter. Thanks for sharing, man. Lamp Sprite, are you bullish on Rose and Axelar? Hold both of them. I think both have great potential. I'm not saying that you should buy them. Of course, you can always find what I'm holding in my portfolio disclosures. But yeah, in theory, yeah, I think they're both going to do pretty well. I think Rose going up to maybe $1. Just a number, right? Not saying that's definitely is going to happen. Maybe $1. D Kane, what makes you favor Beam over something super or Cetify? I have a bag. That's why. Look, here's the thing. Why don't I have Immutable X too? What about Scale? I also have a Miria bag, by the way. Miria is kind of operating within the same space. It's gaming infrastructure. It's an ETH layer 2 dedicated for gaming. Pretty under the radar right now. I hope they can really pick up some steam during the bull run. But here's the thing. It's an interesting question, actually. If we dig down and deeper what you're really talking about, I was like, okay, well, I hold Arbitrum. Why don't I hold Optimism? Or why don't I buy Starknet? Or why don't I hold Mantle? Or why don't I hold Metis? Or why don't I hold Cody? You can't hold every coin when it comes down to it. And looking between Beam and Super and Cetify, for example, maybe there is some small differences that make Super, for example, so much more bullish. Man, with only so many hours in the day, it's hard to keep up with every little detail on every coin. And maybe I'm missing out, man. I should switch my Beam over Super and there's something going on over there. But the thing is, I don't need to be chasing around every narrative. Selling my Beam right now would be a taxable event. And then I take the risk that the other thing doesn't work out, or this one's already working out pretty well. So you don't need to be in all the things. And if you're looking now with fresh cash and going, okay, I want to buy one of those 3 coins, for example, I wouldn't know which one to buy because I haven't looked into Super or Cetify enough to have a good opinion on them. I know Beam, I'm invested in it. I understand what they're doing. I understand the tokenomics and all this sort of stuff. And so I think it's very interesting. Big market cap compared to these other ones, obviously, but there's a lot of coins that will be operating in very, very similar spaces, right? Immutable X, same space as these guys. Immutable X also very bullish, by the way. Don't own it. Very bullish. I think as an asset, building this huge gaming infrastructure and some of the stuff that they've done, like their gaming passport and stuff. Again, I follow Immutable X. I keep an eye on them from a distance, but I'm not invested. But I see what they're doing, and they're doing cool stuff. And a lot of coins out there are doing cool stuff. You don't have to be in all of them, guys. Just the ones that work for you. Okay? Remember, you don't need to invest in every coin to make money in this market. In fact, 5 to 10 coins probably going to make you enough money in this market. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the next 52 minutes. Holy cow, we're rambling, guys, but I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I hope you had a good time hanging out and talking crypto with me. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next stream.